Hi, boys and girls. Miss you all and hope you're all doing really well. I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. Today, I want to teach you about a new type of text structure, and that is the structure of cause and effect. Remember from text structures, the authors do this as a way for us to organize information in our brains. So, when we're looking at this text structure, we're going to want to organize information based on the cause, why something happened, and then the effect, what happened as a result. So, understanding cause and effect relationships will help you understand how and why events happened. A heavy storm hits and a large tree falls. The storm is the cause or the reason the tree falls. The fallen tree is the effect or what happens as a result of the storm. The connection between these two events is an example of a cause and effect relationship. Understanding cause and effect can help you see how events and ideas are related. We know about signal words to help us understand which text structure the author is using. So, some of the signal words that you might see when you're looking at the text structure of cause and effect are because, if then, since, so, therefore, and as a result. These signal words help explain a cause and effect relationship. Let's take a look at this cartoon. Henry got a balloon at the party. Henry blew up the balloon. The balloon popped because Henry blew it up too much. So the effect is what happened. The balloon popped. The cause is why did that happen? What caused it to happen? And that's because Henry blew it up too much. Okay, so looking at this cartoon, that is what we would say is the cause and effect relationship that we see. Let's take a look at this text together. This is called Cloudy with a Chance of Cats and Dogs. You may have heard the saying, it's raining cats and dogs out there. But what's really going on up in the sky? Read on to find out. Rain comes from clouds, but where do the clouds come from? First, it's important to understand that all air contains water. This invisible water is called water vapor. When warm air rises, it cools down. Cool air can't hold as much water vapor as warm air, so the vapor grabs a ride on tiny pieces of dust in the air. The vapor forms water droplets around the bits of dust. A cloud is formed when billions of these water droplets come together. Inside a cloud, the water droplets move around very quickly. When they move, they may bump into each other. As a result, they may stick together. If they stick together, then they start to get bigger. When they get bigger, they get heavier. Sometimes they get too heavy for the cloud to hold them. Then they fall to the ground as rain. If it's cold outside, then they fall as snow. Much of this rain and snow falls all the way back down to the ground. Then the whole process starts over again. All right, so our next slide is a chart here. And I've kind of helped you with the first couple of cause and effect relationships. To look at how rain is formed. So, the first one was done for you. Warm air rises. That's the cause. This is why something happens. And what we're looking for is the effect. What happens as a result? So, as a result of warm air rising, when it rises, the effect is that it cools down. If we go back into the text, you'll find that here. When warm air rises, it cools down. Okay, kind of like an if then. If warm air rises, then it cools down. The next one gave us the effect. What happens? And the effect is that water vapor attaches itself to dust to form droplets. We're looking for the cause. What causes water vapor to attach itself to dust, which forms droplets? If we go back into the text, we find that information here. The vapor forms droplets around bits of dust. Okay, so it's going to grab a ride on the tiny bits of dust in the air because cool air can't hold as much water vapor as warm air. So that's why it happens. Cool air can't hold as much water vapor. Okay? The next two I'm going to let you do on your own. The cause is billions of droplets come together. This is why something happens. You're going to tell me what happens as a result of those billions of droplets coming together. And then you're going to tell what happens as a result of the droplets sticking together and getting heavier. Remember to go back into the text to find your answers. I'm going to skip ahead to slide 6 because this is the short response that goes with cloudy with a chance of cats and dogs. So I've kind of shown you what a response would look like for this one. What happens inside a cloud that causes rain or snow to fall? And we're going to use signal words to explain the cause and effect relationship. So I went back into the text and I underlined where I found this information in paragraph 3. So if you reread that paragraph, then you come down and you can explain that cause and effect relationship. So we said, inside a cloud, water vapor particles move around and stick together. Okay, we found that information in the first couple of sentences in that paragraph. I'm just paraphrasing it and putting it in my own words. Okay, water droplets move around quickly, bump into each other, and may stick together. As they stick together, they get bigger and heavier. Going back into the text, here's where I found that information. They stick together, start to get bigger. When they get bigger, they get heavier. Okay? And as a result, the droplets get too heavy and fall to the ground as rain or snow. And we found that information here. Sometimes they get too heavy for the cloud to hold them, then they fall to the ground as rain. If it is cold outside, then they fall as snow. So look at how I'm using that information from the text, but I'm paraphrasing it to put it in my own words to form my paragraph. You are going to do your own work with cause and effect relationships by reading from Frozen Deserts. You can click the audio to follow along if you need to. Then you're going to answer these questions. In Antarctica, why do ice sheets, build up over time? Okay. Tell what is the cause of that. And then make sure you choose 2 other effects of extreme cold in Antarctica. Then, finally, on slide 7, you're going to do your own short response using a well-written paragraph with capitals, periods, complete sentences. Make sure you use those signal words to describe your cause and effect. Why is the Gobi Desert a desert? You're going to explain 2 cause and effect relationships that might have caused this. So, use the hint to help you. What effect do the Himalayas have on the area where the Gobi Desert formed? Okay, it talked about that. So go back into the text to find your answer. And then check your writing. Look over all of these things and then drag over a check mark to show me that you checked over your work. All right, that's it for today, boys and girls. I hope you have a really good day, and I look forward to talking to you real soon.